What's up, everybody? It is I, Hero Vange, and welcome to my Toxic Cup Meta Simplified Guide. Today, we're gonna talk about the steel types. This is episode 1 of 5, and once all the episodes are out, you're gonna find them on this playlist right here. Now back to the topic, we were talking about the steel types, and the steel types have very varied use. Now, if you are considering a steel type that I am not featuring in my video, don't worry about it. Just follow along with the video, run the simulations, the matchups, while I'm talking about the matchups, so that you can compare and contrast your steel type to these steel types, so that you can get a feel for the side grade traits that it might have compared to these, and you can kind of figure out if it's the steel type that you're looking for. Where Madame Trash is the worst anti-steel steel type. It loses to Steelix and Fortress, straight Earthquake, but I suggest that instead of doing this, you do straight Crunch with Steelix, and with Fortress, you go straight Mirror Shot like this, because just in case your opponent swaps to a flyer to try to catch that Earthquake, you're not double resisted, right? That damage is not completely wasted. That energy is not eaten up. Now, as you can see, I tried my very best to level up my graphics here by having this legend here to try to make it a little bit more simple. But yeah, Fortress versus Steelix is a little bit complicated because both IVs and shield baiting, landing the kill shot matter. Now, the matchup normally goes like this with default stats. You try your very best to get the bait, and you try your best to land the Earthquake, right? Actually, with default stats, Fortress can just go straight Earthquake. So you don't have to worry about it, you just go straight Earthquake. But as you can see, Steelix dies with a charged up Crunch. And so if you have maxed out stats, if you're able to block one Earthquake, and let's say your opponent throws another Earthquake, you're actually able to throw the Crunch to kill. So, as you can see, playable, stats, both matter. I guess Fortress does take the leg up against the other steel types with the steel type coverage, because it can kill Steelix straight Earthquake if it has bad IVs, right? And if you can block that Earthquake, there's no chance Steelix is gonna kill your Fortress. Now, with the fighters, this is where Madame Trash is not trash. It's actually the best anti-fighter steel type, which is kind of weird to say because of confusion. With Toxicroak, it is a very hard counter. You straight confusion down, no need to block. With Heracross, you definitely have to block because close combat will knock your teeth out. I'm actually not sure if Madame Trash has teeth. But yeah, block once, but you can still farm down. So obviously, Madame Trash is the anti-fighter steel type of choice if you're looking for a steel type to beat fighters. Sure. Now, with the Heracross, Toxicroak versus Steelix Fortress, they can farm down, but they have to block once. They have to block once. For all of those matchups, you definitely have to block once. Alright, so for Toxicroak versus Steelix, Toxicroak versus Fortress, for Heracross versus Steelix, and Heracross versus Fortress, you have to block once, but you can farm down with your fighter. Madame Trash is also the best anti-flyer steel type, which is interesting because it's part bug. You know, you would think Steelix is gonna be the GOAT at this, gonna be the OG, gonna be the wall against the flyers, but Gliscor has this straight Earthquake clean. And the nice thing about the upgrade to my graphic is that I don't have to show you the simulation where Gliscor has to land the Earthquake on Madame Trash and Fortress to kill them. If you block it, fantastic for you, you win that matchup. So yes, Madame Trash once again coming out on top as the best anti-flyer steel type, which is again freaky, right? And the worst one, Fortress. Fortress has one clear loss and an iffy matchup with Gliscor, so the worst one. Moving on to the water types, once again, Madame Trash coming out on top as the best anti-water steel type because it's the only one with a clear matchup. But the thing is, guys, I don't think that this is such a big deal because I feel like B-Barrel, right? I got the pronunciation correct. Okay, Best in West, I see. B-Barrel is the much better water type compared to Quillfish. The thing is, Quillfish does have some side grade traits, so I would still recommend both of them because water is actually very strong for the Toxic Cup, guys. Water is a really, really powerful force. Actually, this guy right here, Bidoof, B-Barrel, Bid God, God Oof, is the strongest, I would say, right? In my opinion, is the strongest Pokemon in the meta. It's the meta-defining Pokemon. And I actually have a specific section for anti-water Pokemon in my series. And that is how important I think B-Barrel will be in the Toxic Cup. I have a specific section to target it, like anti-water Pokemon. So yeah, having two water gunners is actually really nice, and Qwilfish does have its side grade traits, but I don't think that people would pick Qwilfish over B-Barrel. Well, you know, maybe they would, but in certain like team comps, because you know Qwilfish does have side grade traits, but overall B-Barrel is the much better water gunner. But it's nice to have both, right? But basically what I am saying is, long story short, is that this is not that big of a win, because B-Barrel is the more important one, okay? It's just nice to know that since Qwilfish is part poison, confusion hurts it a lot. One thing that you should definitely note though is that against the steel types that lose to the water types, you still have to throw your charge moves, right? So it's not hard countered, it's not like semi-hard countered, block once, farm down type situation. You have to throw, so definitely throw the Surf, with both Steelix and Fortress with both Qwilfish and B-Barrel, but you still win. It's just not like the same as with the fighters versus the steel types where you can just counter down and block once and then throw on the next Pokemon. But you still come out with a fantastic amount of HP and 1 energy. Yeah, you come out with a fantastic amount of energy, so you know you can still do some damage on the next Pokemon. Moving on to the anti-water types, we've got a variety of Pokemon that you can use to kill B-Barrel and also Qwilfish. But yeah, you've got the grass, you've got the electric types, and you actually have double resistance in between. Alright, now how do these steel types fare against the anti-water types? Once again, Wormadam Trash coming out on top. And actually, the one that I really like is Galvantula over there, and it is very important that it kills like all three. Wormadam Trash is gonna be a very nice wall for your B-Barrel because it kills the fighters and the anti-water Pokemon. Now, just a warning, and this is something that I promised on Twitter that I would do much better, is I would warn people if matchups were very close energy-wise. As you can see, just one more Volt Switch and Galvantula can get off a discharge that will kill. Also, I mean, 3 HP. But that's with the default stats. If you maximize, it is much cleaner, I guess. 14 HP, right? Much cleaner, but again, very, very close with the discharge that will kill your Wormadam Trash. Now, there is a bulk point for the Volt Switch damage, which is 141.01. But I don't think it's worth it to rebuild your Wormadam Trash just because you don't have that bulk point, because Wormadam Trash is very expensive, guys. It's actually at level 40, right? Plus the secondary charge move. I don't think it's worth it. With the default stats, you're able to pull it off. The thing that you should be worried about is if you swap into a Galvantula, then it might have gotten that 1 or 2 Volt Switches that it needs to get to throw at you. The thing is, guys, it has higher attack. It has 135 attack, and Wormadam Trash has pretty low attack, right? So if ever it comes down to a CMP tie here, you're gonna lose. With Meganium and Ludicolo, you don't have to worry about the energy that much with Wormadam Trash. It's just Galvantula, right? So if you're able to catch it like fresh, nice. If you swap in, you're most likely gonna lose. Now, Steelix is starting to look pretty bad, right? Pretty bad because of the overall coverage compared to like Fortress and Wormadam Trash here. But let me tell you right now that it is a very solid Galvantula counter, right? And if my prediction is correct, let's say, and the meta, you know, shifts towards building Galvantula and you're starting to see these yellow bugs everywhere, then it might start to pick up more than Fortress as, let's say, a Galvantula and Wormadam Trash counter, right? Because it has both of those matchups. And as you can see, like, Wormadam Trash is pretty good, right? Pretty good. So let's say you have a team that needs more Galvantula, more Wormadam trash coverage, then Steelix might be the better choice over Fortress because as you can see, Fortress clearly loses to Galvantula. But Steelix does have a problem with the grass type. Meganium beats it, straight Earthquake. Ludicolo beats it, straight Ice Beam. Last matchup that I want to show you, but this one I'm not so sure if it's that big of a deal. Fortress versus Meganium, you can actually straight Bug Bite. The thing is, the reason why I don't have it as hard countered is if you maximize the stats, Meganium can actually win, right? Meganium, you'll have to block, right? And since Community Day wasn't that long ago, there are probably some people with fantastic IV Meganium. I actually have a pretty good one, right? So I don't think that this is really hard countered. Now, sometimes for certain metas, when I make the meta simplified guides for the cups, there are obviously Pokemon that I favor, like Galvantula, I favor that, B-Barrel, I favor that, and also Wormadam Trash. But why do I include the other picks? The thing is, they do have these side grade traits that kind of help them fit teams better compared to these favored choices. I actually don't think that you should build your team just grabbing the big coverage Pokemon and stuffing them into a team that doesn't really have synergy. I think that you should have that, you know, airtight synergy where you have multiple covers for the seemingly meta relevant Pokemon. Don't just go, oh, you know what, Vange kind of like Galvantula, take that. Vange kind of liked Wormadam Trash, cool beats. He was talking about B-Barrel a lot. Okay, bam, get that. Don't just do that, right? Actually look at the synergy. And so to compare and contrast these three steel types, if you're looking for a steel type that can kill the fighters, also slay the flyers, with coverage against the water types, specifically Quillfish, and is also a very good anti-water type Pokemon, then obviously you're looking for Wormadam Trash, which has the best overall coverage. But maybe what you're looking for is a side grade to the fighters that can beat the steel types with Wormadam Trash included with some anti-grass coverage, then Fortress is the steel type you're looking for. Or maybe you're looking specifically for anti-Wormadam, anti-Golbat, and Galvantula. Also very important to note is that it's the only steel type that can safely swap into Galvantula. It's a pretty good Galvantula counter, right? And also, if my predictions are correct, Galvantula might increase in popularity because I really think that it's anyways. Then Steelix is the steel type for you. And that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Remember to leave a like, comment down below which steel type you favor for the Toxic Cup. Yeah, obviously, Wormadam Trash is pretty amazing. Subscribe if you haven't yet, ding that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys!